The time now is 9:48. So if you watch Breakfast regularly, you might remember last week we spoke to Jeremy. He told us about his 17-year-old daughter, Bethany, who is autistic and suffers from extreme anxiety.
She's in an assessment and treatment unit where she has been kept in seclusion and fed through a hatch in her door. Her food's been passed through a hatch in the door. The Health Secretary, Matt Hancock, has promised an investigation into Bethany's care.
Well, Jeremy's here alongside Uma Smith, who's from MenCap. Very good morning to you both.
Morning.
Jeremy, you spoke to us very recently. Just for those people who are not familiar with the story, tell us a little bit about Bethany and the situation she was in.
Yeah. Bethany is autistic. She has part of the spectrum called pathological demand avoidance. She can't cope with everyday requests like a parent telling her to have a shower. It causes a massive anxiety attack and she will melt down and she can become quite aggressive and abusive. For the last 22 months, her treatment has been to lock her in a cell. And when I go to see Beth, I've been kneeling down and talking to her through a hole in the door. It's been horrific. Absolutely horrific.
So when you last came in, you detailed this, and it's very harrowing hearing the details of what happened. Huge reaction from our audience, but I know that it's made a change of some sort. Tell us what's happened since.
Yes, there's been a whole, almost a Twitter storm. So many people following, and people have sat up and they've taken notice. My daughter, her care has changed dramatically. She's been moved from the seclusion cell. She's now in a lovely suite of 3 rooms. She has a bespoke team of staff who are trained in PDA. Her behaviour has improved massively. She's a happy, bubbly child again. It's amazing.
Una, how typical is Bethany's case?
Unfortunately, it's too typical. Assessment and treatment units are designed to be short-term, to assess people, the treatment that they need in the community. In reality, the average day is 5.5 years. It's not short-term, and it's due to there not being the right community support. The number of children and young people in assessment and treatment units has doubled rather than reduced.
And is this cost-related? Because this is something we talk about a lot, of course, in terms of funding as well. I mean, when someone hears that Bethany's in a 3-room suite at the moment, they'll be thinking, well, not everyone can afford that kind of resources and to apply to everyone who's having these difficulties.
The challenges are not overall cost related. There is enough money in the system. It costs much more to keep someone in an assessment and treatment unit than to put them in a successful placement in the community. The problem is that the money to pay for someone in an assessment and treatment unit is paid for through primarily health budgets. And in the community, that's paid for primarily through local authority social care budgets. And with the stresses and pressures on the social care system, then there's a financial disincentive to move people into the community. So assessment treatment units are more expensive and they don't work.
Now, it's clearly a good thing that Bethany is in a better circumstance now, but Jeremy took the decision to go public with this. And that has prompted a lot of decisions being made. There must be a lot of other people who are in very different circumstances who are not able to get the publicity would seem that's got them to a different place. I mean, this is good that it's happened now, but it's a bit alarming that it took that to get to a better place.
I think that's absolutely right. I think we are seeing people move out of assessment and treatment units, but unfortunately people are moving in. This is a system-wide problem, and we see successful stories of people successfully moving out and having a better quality of life, but that's in spite of the system rather than because of the system.
We spoke to Matt Hancock. We have done many times in this programme. He's agreed to meet you.
He has.
Hasn't he? What's that conversation going to be about, and what's going to come out of it, you hope?
I want anybody who is locked in one of these assessment and treatment units, I want their care to be assessed by an external body so that these units cannot continue to just lock people away. I want a recognition of PDA as a proper diagnosis. Things must change. My daughter's care has changed within just 10 days. Why wasn't that being done 22 months ago?
It's a very good question, and I suspect that we will see follow-up on this story in the future as well, because it, as you say, individual circumstances change, some of the problems remain. Thank you. Good to see you both.
Thank you both.